You are a fucking zombie ass sheep motherfucker. Like, I can't even talk to you right now because you're so fucking stupid. Wake the fuck up. Wow, you are so fucking asleep. It's not even funny. I can't. Go back to your barn, sheepy. You guys, that was totally me when I first started waking up. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people hate that cliche word, but I said it, okay? I said it. But seriously, that's how it is when you first start waking up. It's really frustrating dealing with the people around you who are not yet awakened, and I know exactly how it feels. That was me in my early journey. I would like get on so many fucking like wars online. You know that Kermit meme, if you've ever seen it on Facebook or whatever? It's like he's on a typewriter and it's like people in a internet war. He's like, ah! We get so caught up in when other people are asleep, and it's because our souls are passionate. We're passionate about the truth and about wanting other people to know the truth. That's all that it is. And there's nothing wrong with being passionate about that. But it comes to a point where we need to learn how to not let other people's emotions and other people's lives affect our own life, because that's when you get sucked into the trap, and you don't want to be sucked into the trap of other people's emotions. And most of us that are awakened beings are empaths. We have a lot of empathy, so we really feel other people's emotions. It comes to a point where you have to learn when to separate your emotions from other people's so they don't weigh you down and affect your emotional bubble. You gotta keep your distance. I know how it is. You get, your first awakening and you lose family members. People start thinking you're crazy. Your friends, your family, maybe you lose friends and you start gaining different friends because your vibrational frequency is actually vibrating at a different level than it was before. So your vibration is different. So you're not vibing with those same lower frequency beings that you were before. You're gonna lose friends, and you're maybe going to lose family, but not lose them, but maybe you won't connect on that same level. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I was right there with you. Like, I would get so frustrated and so angry and so mad. Still, most of my family members are not awakened, and it still gets frustrating, but you have to learn to really respect the soul's decision of when it's time to wake up. You have to remember that you were unawakened once too. You have to respect the soul's decision of when it chooses to wake up, because what I personally believe, and there's many out there who also believe this, is that our souls choose when they reincarnate. They choose when you're gonna awaken, and if it's not your time, it's not your time. The soul chooses when it wants to wake up, and sometimes it doesn't because it has different lessons to learn. Maybe it didn't want you to wake up. It wanted you to stay asleep and learn a different lesson. And then maybe next time you'll wake up at a younger age. Remember how it was before you were awakened. Try to respect other people's decisions. Like, I used to get on so many fights and put so much energy into trying to sway people's opinions and fighting back for what I believe in. And yeah, I believe in standing up for, what I believe is right. But it comes to a point where you can't let the emotional baggage drag you down. You can't let the negativity suck you in, and you can't let it bring you down and bring your soul down. People that didn't believe in would call skeptics, and I would just go off because I'm so passionate. And I'm an Aries, and I'm an Aries Taurus cusp, so that's a ram and a bull. So I'm 4 horns coming at ya, and it's my way or the highway. So I know how it is to be really stubborn. I wouldn't give up until they believed I was right, and you can't do that. Your vibe attracts your tribe. You're gonna align with people who are more like you and more like-minded. We're all here to learn different lessons, and if it's not their time, it's not their time. Although you don't want to push beliefs on somebody if they're not ready, it's very important to plant a seed. People who you think are ready for a message, suggest little things. Like, I know for me, my friend Pedro suggested the movie The Secret, and that totally changed my life. And I did that for my friend Mel because I felt she was ready, and she really did take it in. There's other people who I've told to watch it who don't watch it because they're not ready, and maybe they watched it and they were still skeptical. Well, they weren't ready. So I've learned to stop pushing. When you're having conversations with people, and you don't agree with what they're saying. I used to get really heated and really defensive. I bartend at night, and I have a lot of conversations with people, and we get kind of deep, and I know what people I can get deep with and what people I can't. But there was a time where I would get really heated and defensive and argumentative about my certain beliefs because they didn't believe what I was saying. You know, I was a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist, crazy biatch. But hold your beliefs and your feelings kind of on a shelf. Let your subconscious tune in, kind of put yourself in a third-party perspective. Understand where they're coming from, because remember, you were there once also. I mean, unless you awakened when you were like born, which is probably not the case. I mean, most of us awaken later on in life, so you have to put yourself on a shelf, put your feelings and your emotions on a shelf. Talk to these people in an outsider perspective. Understand that they're coming from a place where they're not awake yet. You were there once, and respect their soul's decision. You don't get sucked into, well, oh my god, I'm right, you're wrong, and you're such a fucking sheep, wake up. You can't let your emotions get dragged into that, because then you're just bringing your own frequency down. The last thing you want to do is bring your own vibration down. So I've learned to just kind of have a conversation in a third-party point of view, and that, if that makes any sense. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I know my own feelings, I know my own beliefs, I know what I feel in my own intuition and in my soul, and what I believe to be true, and, you know, the universal truths that I've gone within and found. And I can have these conversations with people, respect where they are and not get sucked into their frequency, because you want to stay on your own radio station. And yeah, you can have a conversation, you can respect what they say, you can voice your own opinion, but you can also not get sucked into what they're saying and get very defensive. I get so defensive, and I would just automatically be like, you're a fucking sheep, like, don't talk to me, you're a brainwashed idiot. And I was really, really rude, condescending, and I just didn't understand how people couldn't see through the veil so easily, because I just felt like it was so blatantly in your face. And I've come to realize, well, what about before I was awakened? You know, obviously it wasn't in my face then, because I didn't know these things. That stay in your own vortex. It takes time, it takes practice. I've been learning about these things for 5-6 years, and it's still hard sometimes, especially when it comes to family members, because that seems to be where people get the most, you know, passionate and rage for, because you want them to wake up so bad, and it's frustrating when they don't, and you see them suffer, and they just don't want to listen. But, you know, it's just not their time, and you have to respect the soul's decision for that. The higher self and God, or source energy, whatever you want to call it, knows the perfect time for everything, and just trust in that. And you have to trust and believe that everything is happening as it should right now, and you don't have to change anybody. Work on yourself, focus on yourself, and the things around you will change. Stay in your own vortex, and that's really mind power, and it takes practice. But you can do it with meditation. As you practice it more and more, you're more aware. Every day that you're more in your head and you're more aware, it grows and grows, and that's literally a piece of your brain that is like a muscle that gets worked out, and you'll be able to hold that vibration longer. So just remember that everybody's on their own path for the universe's own purpose. We're all exactly right where we need to be, so just trust in that. The timing will come, and it'll come when it's needed. That's just a quick little food for thought I wanted to give you guys, so stay tuned, and I'll be back on Saturday, and we'll talk about another superfood. So until then, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more videos, and comment down below with any kind of videos you would like to see, or any superfoods you'd recommend, and I will definitely do that for you guys. Always remember to love yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, Gators. Peace and love. Bye. Gotta go to work, but I don't wanna go to work. Actually, it's not that bad. But, yeah. You know how it is. Like, some days, you're just not feeling it. Some days, you're just like, I just want to stay home. And it's gloomy outside. But when it's gloomy outside, it's actually really good to make videos. So, thankful for that. Silver lining, right? See you guys later!